Hey, everybody, this is Eric here at the 45th Annual Colt Collectors Association show. It's been a lot of fun. There's some spectacular displays. I'm really excited to be here with Nick. He has a really unique display. This is something I really haven't seen before. 1911 gallery practice pistols. He's going to tell us a little bit about it. Nick, give me an overview. Like, what am I looking at here? This is really unique and different.
Well, when the Army first adopted the model of 1911, John Thompson of the Ordnance Department, the same Thompson that does the machine guns,
Okay.
wrote a letter to Springfield and said, I need a training pistol for the model of 1911, and I'd like to have it in a sub caliber. Now, that could be a 25 or a 22.
Yes.
Springfield Armory responded almost immediately and said, hey, we've got a design. And that's what is here is the first design from Springfield Armory. Now, everything in this particular pistol is identical to a 1911, with the exception of the barrel and a cartridge adapter that it looks like a 45 ACP, but it's hollow and you stick a 22 in it.
Wow.
It didn't work. Simple. So they went to the second model, which you can see is pretty sculpted here. And it's a very different design in that the slide on a 1911 reciprocates. In this case, it does not. And it has a small bolt back here that does reciprocate. This gun worked a little bit better, but it has a lot of unique parts to it. At the time, it had the same problems that the first type did. It didn't work.
Really?
It wouldn't feed, wouldn't fire, wouldn't eject. So it got held up. About 1915, it went into testing, and it was tested pretty much up through about 1920. And it just didn't work. 1920 or 22, they halted any further development effort. Colt had approached the Ordnance Department and said, hey, we've got something. And that's what this model is. This is the Colt Ace. Now, it looks identical to a 1911,
Yes.
except it's a tad bit smaller. It's dimensionally, it's a little narrower, and lengthwise, it's about maybe 2/10 of an inch shorter. Now, it works fine, and it went through development from about 1922 to 1931. Colt had designed this to be a government contract. They want to sell 50,000 of them.
Sure.
That didn't happen. They sold 864 to the government and over 10,000 to civilians. So these are quite easy to find. A little bit expensive sometimes, but easy to find. A lot of fun to shoot.
I bet. I can imagine.
Now, Colt really wasn't interested in pursuing this any further until the Ordnance Department kept pressure on them in the 1930s, 33, 35 timeframe. And they came up, Colt finally said, okay, we'll come up with a new model, but we're really concerned about, we need a big contract. We can't do this work and not be able to sell them. Now, this is different in that it is a full-size 1911. It's different internally. You can't just swap the parts. But on the table here, which you may not be able to see, this little device here is the floating chamber.
You see that? Okay.
And it is supposed to emulate the recoil of a 45 caliber.
Okay.
It doesn't. But it was developed by a guy named Carbine Williams, M1 carbine. David Williams got a patent in about 1931. Colt put together some examples, and for a few years, until about 1938, it was undergoing testing. Ordnance Department said, hey, we want some of those.
Okay.
And the Secretary of War said, okay, we'll make it a standard for the Army. The Adjutant General said, no, you can't buy.
Really?
So the Ordnance Department did the very next best thing. they put it in a technical manual listing all the parts so that essentially you could buy it in parts and assemble it, or you could buy the assembled pistol. Individual units would go out and buy it. It wasn't an army purchase in the context of, like an M16 where government buys a million of them.
Sure.
So they've wound up making about 12,000 of them between 1941 and the end of 1945. So eventually contracts were let large enough that Colt probably made some money off of it. And that's pretty much the story here.
It's a really neat story.
And today, there are conversion kits that you can buy to take your 1911 and convert it to 22.
Now, did that evolve from this?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. As a matter of fact, this is a conversion kit here that, again, there are several here at the show that I think they're in the $500, $600 category. So if you want to convert your 1911, now this slide, this barrel, and the spring are unique to the conversion. You can't
That makes
just,
sense because it's 22.
well, it just a detail here. This is the the ejector for the 22. And it doesn't have any barrel lugs that would lock into the slide. So that slide is unique. The barrel is unique. And the spring is more or less unique. It's a lighter spring because it's a 22.
Well, I would say your entire display is unique. This is a fantastic display. Thank you so much for bringing it out.
You're very welcome. Thank you for stopping to talk.
Absolutely. And thank you guys for watching. Again, if you're not a member of the Colt Collectors Association, head over to coltcollectors.com. There's really some neat stuff. We've got a magazine, we've got a forum, we've got all kinds of stuff on the website. Definitely go over and check that out and keep watching. We've got all kinds of really neat videos that are continuing to come out, and look through our past videos. We're highlighting all kinds of neat guns that we've had, not only here at the show, but all over the country. So thank you guys again for watching.
Well, you left out the most important part.
What's that?
There's a lot of friendly people here,
There are a lot of friendly people.
and they will help you with any questions that you might have on anything to do with Colt.
That's absolutely true. That's absolutely true. Thank you again, Nick.
Oh, thank you.
I appreciate it.
Bye-bye.